Evening, welcome to the programme. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Shaun Barker here alongside to bring you reaction to another defeat for Derby County this afternoon. The Rams have lost at Middlesbrough by 1-0. It's 12 games without a win now for Derby, who've picked up just 2 points since Boxing Day when they were 14th in the Championship table. They've dropped to the foot of the table tonight with the defeat at the Riverside. Finn Azaz with the goal 10 minutes from time. The difference between the teams as Derby failed to score for a fourth match running. You'll hear from head coach John Eustace shortly. Shaun Barker, it just sort of feels like the same thing we've seen many times this season.
It's exactly that. I think the out-of-possession stuff over the course of the season has been pretty good. When you talk about defensive shape and structure, we didn't give up too many glorious chances for Middlesbrough, who are a good side at home, who are looking to get through the lines, and they've got players that can cause you problems. They had a couple maybe from distance and a couple of half chances in the box, but for long spells we didn't give them too many opportunities. But you flip that, we only had a couple of half chances ourselves. So the shape and structure and out of possession is one thing. That where we're lacking is that quality. Where we're lacking is forward-thinking players that can get past individuals 1v1, players that can stretch the pitch. We're just short of quality, the long and short of it. However you look at it, whether you talk about effort and desire, whether you talk about kind of our shape and defending the box, for long spells we did that today, but we never really looked like we had enough to win the game, and that's the concern, and that's been a concern for the last couple of months. So it's tough to take. The reality is we haven't done enough of late to get results and get the 3 points, and I thought that was the same again this afternoon.
More from Barks, but let's hear from the Derby head coach. Here's John Eustace with his reaction.
I thought it was a huge effort from the boys. I was very proud of the attitude and the desire. We're coming to a team who were pushing for the playoffs. We knew it was going to be a very difficult game, but the way we went toe to toe with that team, I was very pleased. First half, we were under a little bit of pressure. I think they had a couple of chances. Second half, nothing. They didn't cause us any problems. I felt that we'd go on and win the game, through a set piece or a transition, and obviously really disappointed then to concede in the manner we did.
Is that one of the most difficult things to swallow, that you defended so well, you were so disciplined, you frustrated Middlesbrough, and then they score in the manner that they did?
Yeah, absolutely, but it comes down to tired bodies, legs, and that's where I'm saying that we have to be a team for that 95 minutes. We can't afford to feel sorry for ourselves or feel tired. This is the Championship. This is relentless. It's the toughest league in the world, and when you're playing home and away, last week we conceded in the last minute because of tired legs, and just that level of concentration needs to be there, again, I was very proud of the effort of the group again today, and we've got to just keep fighting. There's no way anyone's giving up. There's lots of good signs which I've seen today as well that are very encouraging. We have young Harrison making his debut, his first start for the club at 18. I thought he was very good for an hour until he got tired as well. So listen, the boys' effort today was outstanding, and we've just got to keep going.
What are the sort of key positives for you then? You mentioned there you saw some encouraging signs, Harrison being one of them. What else did you see that you can really build on over the next week?
I think our shape, we were very solid. I thought we were very hard to play against today, but then we also created a lot of good opportunities when we won the ball back, and just that final third, that final pass wasn't good enough. So we've got to keep working on that throughout the weeks, and the transitions are going to be key if we want to score goals from now to the end of the season from good defensive structure. And I think at times today we showed that, but again, it just wasn't at the level that we need to win games.
You had another full week with the group. Are you starting to see more of what you want from them? Clearly, of course, the result didn't go your way today, but in terms of the performance and the moments within the game?
Yeah, slowly, but again, we need that quality. Do you know what I mean? We just need that bit of quality, that bit of belief again in that final third when we get into good areas. Can I be the man to make a difference? And we've got to keep driving that into the group.
In terms of not giving up, they keep showing it, don't they?
Yeah, and as I said at the start, the attitude and the desire of every player who was on that pitch today was outstanding, and that'll never be faulted in front of the travelling fans again today, who are magnificent. They're right behind the boys, so we've got to make sure that we keep fighting for them and don't give up.
I was going to mention them. They were right behind you. You could hear them all afternoon.
Yeah, amazing. You know, that's why I've come to this football club, because of the support, home and away, top draw. You know, it's a fantastic football club, and we've got to just keep believing in what we're doing, and I'm sure the results will turn.
And just lastly, back-to-back home games coming up now. You've got Blackburn next Saturday and then Coventry on the Tuesday. I suppose you just need more of the same from the supporters, and the players will keep giving it their all.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, that's key. You know, we're fighters, we're not victims. It's another disappointing day today, but you know, the effort and the desire was there for everyone to see. So we had a bit more quality to the group. We've got a couple of players coming back this week as well, which is a big boost for everyone, and you know, we'll give it our best next week.
That's Derby boss John Eustace reacting to today's defeat at Middlesbrough. Still only 2 weeks into the job, Shaun, and really only second match in charge, given he had, 24 hours with the team prior to the game at the Queen's Park Rangers. Do you think he'll be surprised by how much this side have struggled since he's come in?
I think he'll understand the situation of the club, of the players, the lack of confidence. Managers leave for the reason often is because that the team aren't doing what they need to on the pitch, and it's a results-based game. That's why Paul left. It wasn't through the history that he had with the club and the job he'd done. It was just that the last couple of months started to go against him and his team, and John's come into the position to try and galvanise them, to try and lift them, to try and get a little bit more out of them. And over the course of the season, it's always been that little bit more. It just feels that gap has opened up a little bit, and John's got to find a way to try and make the most of this group. One thing I will say is had similar kind of difficulties and bad luck like Paul had with injuries instantly. So if you look at David Ozer and Clark at the team after only a couple of games, he needs to get a solid foundation to build off. And again, it feels very similar. Out of possession, I thought they were pretty good. They were well structured. They were trying to frustrate Middlesbrough, which they had done at times. They just need to find a way to be more ruthless on the counter if that's how they're setting up. If they're going into a bit of a low block, if they're going inside their pitch, the quality on the transition and on the counter has to be better. Not only that, the quality and the decision making. The couple of times where it did open up, that final decision wasn't there to make the most of it. I thought for 10-15 minutes of the second half, that might just be the key to unlock Middlesbrough's on transition. Can you catch them out? We struggled for quality this year in the final third. How we get there, how we make the most of opportunities and create chances, that was evident again this afternoon. So nothing new surprised us. How we can change it at this point is going to be extremely difficult. And those home games, when you get back to Pride Park, when you've got 25,000-30,000, they're the key games, because you need to pick up something I've said numerous times, and it just feels like it's just drifting away. We need a little bump, we need a little lift. It wasn't there this afternoon.
It didn't feel maybe quite as crushing as last week, because the goal came in the 94th minute from Josh Codeman, but it's another late goal against as well, which only makes these defeats feel worse.
It does, and it's been a consistent theme over the course of the season. I think we've got into the first 45, and especially away from home, and gone, you know, we're restricted chances and we've made it difficult for the home team. We're at a stage now where it has to be a little bit more than that, and late goals, of course, have killed us off and obviously left us leaving away with nothing. We need to find a way to get 3 points. We're not looking for a point here and there anymore. We need to pick up results quickly. 29 points at this stage of the season is a huge concern. John knows it. The interview he has is reminding them, when the boys watch maybe the post-match interview, that he cannot fault the effort, he cannot fault the desire, he cannot fault the work rate and the players he's got there. What we need to be better at is with the ball and the detail when you've got it and when you're on transition, however that looks. Some teams build, some teams have possession. That's Middlesbrough. They had 70-75% of the possession, so that tells you they're happy being patient. That's not how we're going to get results from now to the end of the season. But the counter, the detail on the break is going to be key.
Middlesbrough hit the post a couple of times as well, filling as the goal scorer with one of those opportunities. And it's not as if Derby were side open repeatedly. And again, 20 defeats now this season, 15 of them have come by a single goal, which tells a story, does it not?
Of course it does. You're competitive. You have been competitive, but if you don't score goals, you're going to be on the receiving end of defeats. It is as simple as that. If you're looking at those games throughout the season, there was winnable games, and when we were kind of on song. We were scoring, and we were just making silly mistakes, conceding late on at Pride Park when you're winning it with the last 10 minutes to go. There's been too many times that we have switched off the last 10, 15 minutes, but ultimately we need to be better. For 90 minutes, there has to be more. The last 10 minutes, you give away a goal, and Middlesbrough weren't going to give that up. They're desperate for the top six. They're fighting for their own opportunities, and we have to do more, however it looks, to stay kind of in contention with those around us. We're not talking about just getting out the relegation zone at this point. We cannot let that gap drift any further apart.
Derby are bottom of the Championship tonight after that defeat. Let's get some more reaction from Teesside. Here's Ryan Nyambe.
I thought we limited them quite for most of the game, about 80 minutes into the game. Second half didn't really cause that many problems. It's just one of those games, just again, it's our own doing with a mistake at the end. But I think we should have maybe got a point out of that game, if I'm being honest.
Like you say, there were moments of promise as well, as there has been in a lot of games. Is that one of the main frustrations?
Second, sorry?
There's been a lot of moments of promise in games. Is that one of the main frustrations?
Yeah, like I said, it's just from our own doing. We've played all right, and it's just come from our own mistakes that we lose the game. We've had some couple of chances, and that obviously to score, it just doesn't fall for us at the minute. It's frustrating, but we've got to keep our heads up and keep fighting.
So how important is it that we keep sticking together?
It's very important. There's still 10, 11 games left. Gaffer's told us keep fighting, keep our heads up and stick together. And it's not over until it's over.
What will the team look to put right as we go into back-to-back games at home?
I think we need to do our basics. Obviously, you can see our structure is a bit more solid. And obviously, we need to score goals. That's what wins games, and obviously clean sheets. So I think if we can come with more goals, and that's going to get us more results.
Just final word on the away support who stuck with us until the end and gave you a good ovation at the end still.
Yeah, see, it's football. Football is made by the fans. Experienced that in COVID times. Without them, there's not really anything to play for, really. Travel all the way down here and support us. It's a difficult situation when you're giving them a clap at the end. It's tough. You look at yourself and you're thinking you let them down. But we're grateful for their support, and hopefully they can carry on into the season.
That's Ryan Nyambe. Just the 7 games in the Championship today. Sunderland won at Sheffield Wednesday last night. Some of the teams who play on Tuesday were involved in FA Cup fixtures this afternoon. Other winners today: Coventry at Oxford in one of the lunchtime games. Big win for Luton, as you'll see in a moment. And Sheffield United won at Queen's Park Rangers to close the gap to the leaders. Here is the Championship table then. Leeds top, Sheffield United have closed the gap. Burnley have a game in hand on the top 2 now, which comes on Tuesday night. Middlesbrough back up to 8th, just 2 points off the playoffs after their victory today. As for Derby, their defeat combined with Luton's victory means that the Rams have dropped to the bottom of the Championship table. Still 4 points from safety, Derby, but Hull and Cardiff above them have games in hand on the Rams now. Yeah, starting to look like a very tall task for Derby indeed. That's all from us for now. If you want more reaction, it'll be on the website for you, dcfc.co.uk. We've got action for you on RamsTV this week on Wednesday and next Saturday when we're back with you for first team action. That's all from us for now. From me, Barks, and the team, goodbye.